Hello, this is Telomere and welcome to another repair video. In this video, we're working on an iPhone 13 and this creature right here, it needs a new screen. As you can clearly see, it's got quite the problem with that, with lines broken or whatever you call it. So I've already got it heated up, as you can clearly see that sign thing that they're saying temperature warning. So it's nice and warm. I should be able to easily get into the screen and we can move on with getting this thing installed. We're going to be doing more than just a screen replacement. We're going to be also doing an IC transfer. So this one is prepped for it already in advance. I'm going to put it to the side somewhere safe for the moment, and then we'll be able to go underneath the microscope and take a look at it. Okay, I've already got the majority of the plates off for this creature right here. The screen was extra difficult to get out. I almost started splitting the screen apart. If I was trying to save this phone's screen, I definitely would have tried harder. There we go, let's disconnect the battery immediately, get that out of the way, and now let's get all these cables disconnected. That's the same design that they used for the iPhone 14. Probably the same thing with the 15 and 16, very minimalist. It's for the earpiece. Now before we go and transfer anything over, like get that chip across, I do need to test the new screen first, but there's also another thing we got to do. We got to go and transfer over the True Tone. So I think I can use this one. I'm going to try this one first. So I believe usually with this particular model, and most of them actually, you need to have the connector facing this direction. Then you connect it in. It's very odd, but whatever. There, it's connected up. I'm going to read it. There we go, it's been read. Okay, there we go. And right. Sometimes this fails. Then I give up and I switch over to my my other one. It says write success. There's also another thing that I've been instructed to do by my part supplier. I wish this isn't the case, but they highly recommend that you do it. Is the moment that you get the new screen out of the box, you give it a quick gander just for any potential physical damage that the screen might have received. Because I have had that happen to me once, and it sucked because the screen was kind of on the expensive side, and I doubt that they're going to reimburse me since I had already installed the screen. It looks fine though. Yeah, I don't see any problems. So let's move on to testing. We're going to turn it on. We're going to make sure that the touch screen works and that there's no blemishes. You should also see the unknown display message. I wish I could do a more thorough test, though. I don't like it when I can't do a thorough test. There could be a dead spot on the screen and I'd have no idea. But it looks like it's working. Seems to be working fine. Alright, we're ready underneath the microscope. I'm going to begin off with removing the fill from around the edges. 380 degrees Celsius with 45 airflow. That's 45 out of 120. There we go. That came off fast. We'll place it in my degumming tool. Let's see how this goes. First, I need to get rid of that fill from the sides. Am I even going to be able to do that? No. No. You know what I'm going to do first? What I'm going to do first is I'm going to go and put some low melt solder on there. That's just some 150 Celsius, nothing like extreme like a 60. I just need a little bit. It'll just make it a little easier for me to do. Okay, let's see how this goes. I'll get my wick. Alright, that's about as good as I can do. Let's get this cleaned up. I've missed a lot of pads, but it's mostly because the filler is so very, very thick. Okay, I've caused a small amount, I believe, of damage, like here. And also here, there's a small amount. Now, I don't know if that's copper or not, and I do not know if that's going to cause any problems with the board either. But, I'm just going to try and deal with what I have here. I'm still learning on how to do this, and I'm just hoping that what I've done here is good enough that it is going to work. So let's get this chip balled. Oh no, I think it's moving on me. No, did they ever? They just bridged everywhere. Oh man, that's just a mess. Okay, so I got a bit of a bad feeling about this. I think there is some trace that is exposed, and it's just got me a little bit nervous. And I don't want that to be showing. So I'm going to go and dab in some mask and fix that. I don't need a whole lot, so I just got it on my sharpest blade that I have, and I'm going to cover over some pins as well, and I'm just going to have to scrape it off afterwards. I got way too much on there. Ugh. And now I'm going to get the ultraviolet light to go and cure it. Then afterwards you got to just scrape away the remaining bits. You can see there's no obvious location for pin 1, but from the tutorial that I watched on YouTube, it shows that this up here should be pin 1, just because they had the letters upside down and the dot on the chip was in the top left. Dot will now be on the bottom right instead of the bottom left. If you're wondering what the blue thing is, that's just a magnet that's holding down the ribbon cable in that one corner. Okay, I think that is good. Can't tell, but I think it's good. There, I just saw it go into place. I'm gonna put it on its side, we're gonna see what it's doing. Gotta let it cool down first. Hard to tell. I do see some right there. They look like they're where they're supposed to be. Let's check the other side. Once again, it's kind of hard to tell. It might be okay. All I can do is try installing it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, well, it is what it is. Okay, so the place that you go and put this, where you connect it up, is right here. Now I've peeled up the cable by the recommendation. The tutorial recommended that I peel up the cable just to spec. The test points that I'm supposed to connect to go right here. And let's get something underneath here to protect the screen. Doesn't need to be much. I'll be using low heat solder, low temp solder, which is the 154 Celsius? No, 148 Celsius stuff. I'm gonna try putting some flux on this, not flux, some solder on this in advance. Flip it over first, get the back, then get the front, just to make my life a little bit easier. That alone will immensely help me out. I hope that did the trick. The sticker melted a little bit. I'm gonna go and put some Taptic Captain tape on that, and hopefully that'll solve my problem. I'm just gonna cover this up temporarily with a bit of masking tape. Okay, that's connected, power's in. Let's turn it on. I've got to remove this just so that I can see what's going on. Okay, this is good news, at least at this point, that the screen does turn on still. The touch screen seems to be working fine, just looking for dead spots. Okay, so far so good. Now we're going to look for that unknown display message. Have we gotten rid of it? I think we have. No unknown display message. Nice. Look at what the heat gun did to that screen. Isn't that incredible? So we got to get this right here off the screen, get it transferred over to the new one. So let's do that next. There's a few different ways to do this, but from what I've seen, the easiest way is to use a heat gun just to get this peeled up. I don't care about the screen anymore, so I can just go nuts on this. Okay, I think I got that. I'm gonna put this little guy in first, then the other sensors. There we go. That's in. Okay, so I got everything in. I got the sensor for the earpiece and Face ID. Got the plates in. I've tested everything. Even True Tone I've made sure is working. If you check this out, slide this down. I can hold down on the thing for increasing and decreasing the light level of the screen. True Tone right there. True Tone on. True Tone off. True Tone on. So one final look. Am I missing anything? I don't think I am. I think everything is where it's supposed to be. We're finally at that point. I can go and push the screen all back together. Finally, we toss those penelope screws in, and we're done. It is finally all done. It turned out really good. I am so pleased with this. Now, I'm not sure about my audio quality. I'm just going to show you guys quick. I picked myself up, I think this is known as a lapel microphone, or maybe there's another term for it. I won't know about the quality, really. I did some recording and it sounded pretty good, but yeah, well, we'll see. So if you guys like the video, please do leave a like, and if you want to see more of my stuff, subscribe. We'll see you guys all in another video.